Hey y'all, hey, it's Tracy time. It's time for another installment with me, Tracy T. I am your coach here, and it is a coaching moment. I know that, like you, I have been affected by the coronavirus, by COVID 19. And first, let me start by saying that my sincere condolences and prayers to those of you who have been affected and have suffered loss as it is associated with the coronavirus. Know that I pray daily for healing and for our country and for our world. One of the things that immediately came to mind with me with regard to coronavirus were three things while we're practicing staying safe at home, and it was about our well-being and health. We know that there are several of us who are home alone and are literally quarantined and in a state of depression, are suffering from not being able to socialize and connect with other people. And I wanted to do just a 3 or 4 part series to share some insight from my own perspective. And then I reached out to an expert to help with this. As a master coach, one of the things that I thrive on is making sure that I'm doing my very best to help others live their very best. And I have a motto about live like it's a gift. And I think we all have the opportunity to do that. And sometimes we need support along the way. So there are three specific things that I want to focus on, and I'll do a series of one each day about how to stay well. It's mental health, wellness, physical wellness, and then spiritual wellness. And so today I'd like to focus on mental wellness. Good night. With all the information that we have been just inundated with coronavirus, it's hard to separate yourself from being locked in to want to stay current and understand what's happening with everything, every moment of every day, and then being able to create a balance, especially if you're one who has children at home and you are a breadwinner, if you have the responsibility not only of the finances for the house, but now you're also a homeschooler and you're maintaining the structure and trying to make sure that you keep a roof over the heads, food in the mouths, and clothes on the backs of your loved ones. That is a lot. Okay, that's a lot. How do you decompress? How do you compartmentalize that? What are you doing to help yourself? So I reached out to a friend of mine who's also a licensed clinical psychologist, Dr. Lashandra Massey. She has been in private practice for more than 14 years. And I can tell you that when I was having issues with a family member of my own, that I trusted Dr. Massey to help support my family member and get through an emotional and mental health crisis. And she was very gracious. She did a phenomenal job of being the point of contact that we needed at the time to help us, and then also helped refer us to other people who were in the medical field, to a psychiatrist, because we needed some additional support. So I wanted to let you know that I reached out because I am not a psychologist. I am a certified master coach. And so there are absolute limits for which I have, and I recognize that, but I still wanted to be able to get you the information you needed. So I reached out to Dr. Massey, and she said that there are two things. If you're suffering with depression, if you're feeling anxious about this process, if you feel like you are literally in a state of grief and loss, that there are two things that she recommended. And I'm going to read them so that I can make sure that I quote this exactly correct. She said that you have to talk about it. You should talk about your thoughts and feelings about the situation as it impacts and the impact that it has on you. So don't keep this in silence. Don't suffer in silence. Talk about how you're feeling and talk about the impact having coronavirus, having to work from home, or perhaps not having a job, or having your employment impacted in some way, which then creates a multiple domino effect of things that happen when you're talking about your livelihood. So talk about it. Find someone that you can trust and talk about it. And if you need support, reach out and ask for help. The second thing that she says is that you take a break. Good night. Take a break. She says, and I quote, use your time wisely so that if you're overwhelmed by consumption of information that about the global pandemic, or your own attempts to become an instant perfect expert in all things. You are required to do so. So we all have been saturated, super saturated, in fact, with information about Corona. You see, when you go to sleep, you hear about it. When you wake up in the morning, you hear about it. You hear about it throughout the day. You're getting briefings. You have news reports that are talking about it. There is just a never ending supply of information about the coronavirus. And it is important. Let me not diminish that it is important for us to get information because it affects us socially, it affects us economically, it affects us psychologically. There are just a whole host of direct impact and connections that coronavirus has. My focus right now is on you. My focus right now is about how are you and what is this doing for you in terms of your mental capacity, and what are you doing to safeguard yourself so that you will be able to take a break, give yourself some time to just step away and know that you can pick back up, you can catch back up, you can get yourself back up to date and stay current, but that you take a break from hearing about all of this, because you will literally put yourself in a state where you have to become, as Dr. Massey said, this instant expert, and that's not required of us. If you are not a medical professional and you are not in a position where you have to answer questions that you will have documented in some type of medical journal, you do not have the responsibility to be an instant expert. I am validating and affirming you, and that you are allowed to take a break. Some of us don't realize that you are allowed to take a break. So here I am, Tracy T. Rowe, telling you, take a break. Give yourself a break. It's okay. What do you like to do? What are some of the things that you wanted to do that you said, if I was ever at home, I'd do this, or I'd make sure I do this? I can tell you, I have a list. Make yourself a list of that thing or those things, and then take a break from coronavirus, because I'm telling you, as sure as I know for myself, when this stay at home recommendation was implemented weeks ago, I was glued to the television. I literally took in all I could every hour of every waking moment. And it is just not going to sustain you long term. We have a journey ahead of us. We want to make sure that we are well, and that starts with your mental well being. So please take a break. Spend the time that you have, if you're in your home with family, to enjoy them. If you are home alone, take a break and give yourself an opportunity to reach out to someone that you've wanted to talk to and communicate with. Find out what they're doing. Connect with them via video. There are so many wonderful resources that we have now where you can connect with people and see them, and absolutely focus on what is it that is your gratitude in this. And so I'm giving you permission, because some of us need to hear it from someone else, to say it is okay for you to take a break. You don't have to be current on every single thing that is related to coronavirus. You do not have to become the instant expert for the COVID-19. You don't have to have a direct quote from Dr. Fauci. You do not have to know exactly what the last thing Dr. Burke said. You don't have to have the most recent statement that was delivered by Dr. Sanjay. You are allowed to take a break. Please give yourself a break. It is important. And then when Dr. Massey says, talk to someone about how you're feeling. Oftentimes in our community, especially for women and women of color in particular, we are pillars of strength. We believe that we are self-diagnosed as the stronghold and the corners of our family, and we have been looked upon to maintain some level of strength. It is okay for you to share how you feel about what's happening. If you have a level of fear, communicate that. It's okay. If you feel like you're exhausted from it, it is okay to say that too. Just know that wherever you are in this moment, wherever you are at this point, is okay. And I need to give you permission. I felt like I needed to give myself permission to just say good night already. And it is okay. I'm literally coming here to tell you this. And I want you to listen to me very clearly. And I'm leaning in because I'm talking to you. It is okay. Tell somebody how you feel. Talk to them about what's in your heart and what's on your head and what's in your mind about this. This is a lot. This is a lot. And then take a break. Take a break. Journal some things that you have that are thoughts. If you know what free writing is, free write. If you're not familiar with the term free writing just means you get something to write with and you capture something. And or if you want to use your computer, put your laptop on your lap or on your desk or on your pillow in front of you and just type out what's in your head. Or if you want to do it and you actually want to write, free write that out. What that means is literally dumping what you have in your head onto paper just to purge yourself and get that out of your brain so that you will be able to move on. Take a break. Literally give yourself a moment to know that it's okay. So from me to you, I'm telling you right now, take a break. Take a break and talk to somebody. If you feel like you're just about to explode, if you feel like you're in a pressure cooker or you're in a vice and it's like, just give me one more something and I'm going to explode. I've seen the videos. I've seen the people who are literally sitting outside their garage with, cups of liquor and they're saying, I can't do this. I'm tired. I'm ready for the kids to go back to school. And so they're communicating it in the way that works for them. If you have to do that, do that. There is no rule. We haven't been in this position before. What do we know? We're just all literally doing the best we can, and so are you. But I want you to know that you're doing a great job. Get up every morning and be ready for this day. Live like it's a true gift because it is. And give yourself the much needed break that you need. We can't expect to run marathons at 100 miles per hour every moment. It doesn't work like that. So you have to give yourself a break. Find a way, even if it's you going into the bathroom in your house, if it's going into the closet or your prayer closet in your house, or if you need to create a sacred space just for yourself, do that and give yourself the break that you need however often you need it, and then communicate that to your family. If they're not sure, if like what happened to you, where'd you go, tell them proactively, listen, I'm giving myself a timeout. I'm taking a timeout for myself, and I'm going to come back with a new sense of renewal, feeling refreshed, giving myself a moment. And if it's an opportunity for you, you need to light a candle, take a moment, put some cucumbers on your eyes, and just breathe. There's a breathing technique that works wonderfully. It's called the 5-3-5 breathing method. And there are other breathing methods that are available. Go online and look them up and practice breathing. We just need to get through these moments. Just take it one step at a time. But to remember, talk about how you feel. Share with someone that you trust how you feel in this. This is a lot. This is a lot. And we have to get through this together. Tell your family members to stay home so that we will be able to flatten this curve, right? We're working on this together. We're alone together. But talk about it. And then take a break. Take a break. How many times have I said that in this? Because I just want to stress to you how important it is to me to know that, A, you matter to me. And I want you to know that taking a break does not mean you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to sustain yourself. It just means that you're going to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. If you need to reach out and you're in the Memphis and Mid-South area and want to reach out to Dr. Massey, she is accepting new patients. and because I reached out to her, I wanted to offer her as a resource of information for you. Dr. LaShonda Poindexter Massey can be reached at 901-682-4930. Again, I said she is a phenomenal psychologist. She's a clinical psychologist, been practicing in private practice for more than 14 years. I trusted her with my family member. I wouldn't tell you if I didn't believe that she was a phenomenal resource for you. And then if you're not in the Memphis and Mid-South area, reach out, do some research, and talk to a psychologist and find some support. There are tons of resources available for you if you feel like you need help. This is a trying time, and I want to make sure that I do my part as the certified master coach to know that you are with me, to know that I am with you, that we're going to get through this together. If I haven't said it enough, if I haven't let you know enough that you are important to me, your well-being is important to me, and I want you to know that it is okay to take time out for yourself. Take a break from hearing about what's happening with coronavirus and all the things associated with coronavirus, and then talk to someone. Talk to someone that you love, talk to someone that you trust, and let them know how you feel. And if you need to get that in writing and do a free write it out so that you're journaling it, and you can write it and purge it if you want, but just to get that out. If you need additional support and you're in the Memphis and Mid-South area, contact Dr. Massey. And if you need help and you're not in the area, find a resource that is a professional that can assist you through this time. You're not alone. We are alone together. Stay home and stay well. And if you know that there's one thing I believe in, that you're amazing, and I want you to be every day amazing. But the most important thing to me is that you're well, and you remember, not just today, but every day, live like it's a gift. I'll see you next time. Bye.